Hello, hello, hello. It's Priscilla here. I'm getting to the very end of this. Writing, editing, illustrating, and publishing. I'm going to start the publishing part tomorrow. A book. It's called Lady of the Leaves. This is Lady of the Leaves. And this is the picture that I'm working on right now. The words I started to write this morning for this illustration. So the words that I have so far, and I'm not going to read the whole story back right now. I will read the story back at the end of this live. So if you're interested to hear the whole story, stick around. I'm not quite sure how long this is going to take. And like all of the series I've been doing with this book, this will be uploaded to our YouTube channel forever and ever. Okay, so each evening returning to her home in the tree, Lady wrote on the pages about Maggie McGee. She'd seen grown-ups before, but had hidden away. Too busy with painting, she had no time to play. But her days spent with Maggie had taught her to see there was a big world outside of her tree. She learned of strange things she'd never seen from her mountain, like of lakes and of oceans, a park with a fountain. I need the word "and" in there. And a park, just for the flow. She knew fall was passing, the seasons change fast, the friendship they have, it just wouldn't last. Soon she would sleep, winter, spring, and summer. I wrote this in a joke because I was in a hurry to leave this morning. This last line I gotta change. Soon she would sleep, winter, spring, and summer. Maggie was moving. It was really a bummer. I don't want to put that in there. Maybe I should let it in there. What do you think? Martin, I thought Martin was here listening. He went out. I'll let it in here for now. Actually, I'm going to take it out. It just doesn't feel right. Soon she would sleep, 3 seasons away. I'm going to go with that. 3 seasons away. Maggie was moving. She just couldn't stay. A tear, as tears filled her eyes. As tears filled her eyes, she tried hard to smile. She'd still have her friend, but just for a while. And I usually write in the morning, but I have to get this written now because our story is getting ready to be over. Illustration 18 I'm going to work on now. So I'm writing this out. This is just in Word illustration. What number did I just say? 18. And this is Maggie sitting writing. So this is the next illustration that I'm writing about. Good afternoon, Crystal, and good afternoon to everybody else that's here, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I'm working on her book, Lady of the Leaves. So the summer's over. The the ladies have been painting the tree. It's done, almost. And they're each writing about the other one. So we just saw ladies writing, so Lady of the Leaves. lived at the top of the town. The rest of the village was all the way down. When Maggie walked home on that chilly fall night, she went to her room. She started to write. The days had passed quickly. Of that, she was sure. Maggie wanted to capture the friendship so pure. She always was quiet in school and with friends. Only art. She always was quiet in school and with friends. She always was quiet in school and with friends. But when she was painting the leaves, the words the talk I want to do the word ends, kind of sort of sends, but when she was painting the leaves, hopefully you can see this. My internet's super weird as usual. If you're here, please tap likes. Oh, Jefferson liked. Thank you, Jefferson. Writing a book, and I want to show you the whole process in real time on lives. Right now, I'm working on the words for the page I'm working on, this page, and this page, and then I think my last page is coming. But what I want to convey right now is Maggie had always been quiet until she met Lady of the Leaves. Okay, so let me start this. Let me read this whole thing again here. Lady of the Leaves lived at the top of the town. No, too many words. Lady of the Leaves tree was at the top of the town. The rest of the village lived all the way down. Hello. When Maggie walked home on that chilly fall night, she went to her room. She started to write. The days had passed quickly, of that she was sure. Maggie wanted to capture the friendship so pure. She always was quiet in school and with friends, but when painting the leaves, the talks never did end. The topics they covered were varied and wide. Glimpses of other worlds. Where fairies reside. Maggie felt so creative.
You're writing on leaf too.
Yeah, I'm writing, honey. Maggie felt so creative. Maggie felt so creative. Connected at last. La 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 la. So when I'm writing, I have this feeling, especially like when I'm doing this kind of like a rhyming story that I'm doing just now. I know just what I want to say. I have to get the rhyme to convey these words and these emotions. Lady of the Leaves tree was at the top of the town. The rest of the village lived all the way down. When Maggie walked home on that chilly fall night, she went to her room. She started to write. The days had passed quickly, of that she was sure. Maggie wanted to capture their friendship so pure. She always was quiet in school and with friends, but when painting the leaves, the talks never did end. No, the talks never. She always was quiet in school and with friends, but when painting the leaves, the talk never did end. That's it. The topics they covered were varied and wide, glimpses of other worlds where fairies reside. Maggie felt so created, connected at last. Then she got a sad feeling. This autumn went fast. In the spring, you see Maggie's family was moving on the other side of the world. blossoms would be blooming. Let me read this back. Okay. The topics they covered were varied and wide, glimpses of other worlds where fairies reside. Maggie felt so creative, connected at last. Then she got a sad feeling. This autumn went fast. In the spring, you see, Maggie's family was moving. On the other side of the world, where cherry blossoms would be blooming. Where cherry blossoms would be blooming. I don't know if blooming and moving really don't rhyme. Just the ing part. We're blooming. Yeah, where cherry blossoms were blooming. Yeah. I like that better. I'm going to change it, but hey, thanks for that too, Andrea. But what does everybody think? Moving and blooming, they're moving to Japan. In spring, you see, Maggie's family was moving. On the other side of the world where cherry blossoms were blooming. What do you think? Blooming and moving, does it sound okay? Maggie felt so creative, connected at last. Then she got a sad feeling that autumn went fast. That just wouldn't, pass. In spring, you see, I don't need the word "the" in there. In spring, you see, Maggie's family was moving. On the other side of the world, where cherry blossoms were blooming. I don't think I need where in there. Let me take that out. Sometimes you just have to write these things down. Read. Cambria says yes. Let me read that back. Maggie felt so creative, connected at last. Then she got a sad feeling. This autumn went fast. In spring, you see, Maggie's family was moving. I think it's just the other side of the world. The other side of the world, cherry blossoms were blooming. I mean, it tells you that, right? Everybody thinks of cherry blossoms blooming in Japan. I think that's good. And thank you, everybody. 2.8 thousand likes. You are awesome. You are appreciated. And I'm writing at night. I never ever do this. The only time I do this is when I'm writing a long story. And I get so sucked up in it, the day becomes night. And I just keep writing and writing and writing and writing. Okay. I'm going to read this whole thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that has to be my last one of these. Lady of the Leaves Tree. Lady of the Leaves Tree was at the top of the town. The rest of the village lived all the way down. When Maggie walked home on that chilly fall night, she went to her room. She started to write. The days had passed quickly, of that she was sure. Maggie wanted to capture the friendship, that maybe their friendship so pure. Their friendship so pure. She always was quiet in school and with friends, but when painting the leaves, the talk never did end. The talk never did end. The topics they covered were varied and wide, glimpses of other worlds where fairies reside. Maggie felt so created, connected at last. Then she got a sad feeling. This autumn went fast. In spring, you see, Maggie's family was moving. The other side of the world, cherry blossoms were blooming. I'm writing, Tasha. Writing a book called Lady of the Leaves. I've been doing it since Wednesday. I've been illustrating all these pages. And the page that I'm currently writing about is this page. So this page will be on this side of the book. And that's the words that we're going to be reading. I like that. I'm going to go to my next one. And I can come back and tweak that. Illustration 18. So this is illustration 19. And I am just using Last leaf. I'm just using notes to put this in. I'm going to go back through and edit this and tweak it and paint my last painting tonight. Tomorrow we publish it. Tomorrow we start the publishing process. So this one, I have the leaf, very last leaf, bare tree, bare background, nothing back there. I might put in a couple little, I think I might put in a couple little, if I have any paint left, if I have any water left. I do. I have some water left. I might put in back here just a couple trees that are bare back here. Just to kind of show you. Oh, I'm using the wrong paintbrush. That's why it feels weird. I'm not using this paintbrush. Lovely, lovely number 8 and number 6. I'm going to set this up here because I think I'll get a better feel for this page if we look at all the leaves are gone. All of them are gone. This is the last leaf. When the last leaf comes down, autumn is over in this world, in this story world that we're writing. Okay, so I'm just going to mix up a little bit of this dark brown, put in a couple little different colors with it. I'm just going to paint this up here. I'm going to kind of just go mad with these. No, you came out on top of the brush. They have to be behind the brush. Said I'm going mad, and I did. Put some back in here too. Way. It's just a tall tree way back there. Tall tree way back there. And I'm just gonna touch this one with this to just take a little bit away from it. Then I'm gonna make this sharp again. I'm gonna actually take a little bit of this, put just a little bit of that color on here. And I'm gonna put a little bit of orange on here too, on the paintbrush. Yep, because I had put brown on there. Orange looks better. I'm working kind of sort of in the dark. I didn't want to be painting. So the leaves aren't even on the ground now in here. I think just that one little lonesome tree will be there. Okay, so this one illustration is the last leaf. On the very last morning of their time spent together, they both had on coats because of the weather. They had saved the last leaf day and away. I didn't use day up there, okay. They had saved the last leaf. for their very last day. No leaves left on the ground. The wind had swept them away. Reaching up tall, on her tiptoes, Maggie stretched for the leaf. No. Yeah, for the leaf. Oh. For the subject. No. Maggie stretched for the leaf. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretched for the leaf as the north. I really want to say as the north wind doth blow. My dad used to always read this poem, or quote this poem. The north wind doth blow, and then we'll have snow. And what shall the robin do then? Poor thing, she'll sit in the barn to keep herself warm and hide her head under the wing. Poor thing, as the north wind. I could say as the north wind blows. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretched for the leaf as the north wind blows. No, it just doesn't sound right to me. Reaching up tall, stretching up tall. She's stretching on her toes. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretched for the leaf, because stretches for the leaf as the north wind blows. I'm going to write it in and see how it feels. I'm going to start at the top now. I like to read over and over and over. On the very last morning of their time spent together, they both had on coats because of the weather. They had saved the last leaf for their very last day. No leaves on the ground. The wind had swept them away. They'd been swept away. No. They'd been swept away. They'd saved the last leaf for the very last day. No leaves on the ground. The wind had swept them away. Yeah. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretches for the leaf as the north wind blows. Lady flies up her. Lady flies up. Oh. Her, what do we call it? Her, let's go back here. Do we call it her stick? Called it her stick, didn't we? Seems different now. I've been outside today, all busy, crazy, doing all kinds of stuff. I forgot my story. I'm sure we called it a stick. Where is it? Oh, a stick, yeah. I want to make sure we didn't call it a twig or a branch. Lady flies up, her stick in her hand. They smile at the leaf. You smile with the leaf. Oh. No. No. We're sticking this hand. Maggie holds the paintbrush. And stand. Planned. This was something they planned. This was their plan. Lady flies up, her stick in her hand. Maggie holds a paintbrush. This was their plan. They'd touch it together on the count of 3. The leaf closed his eyes and fell off the tree. That's what we're looking at. The moment their eyes met, they knew it was I gotta read. Sometimes when you start reading it in rhyme, I do this a lot when I'm writing songs too. I'll stop if I get stuck and I'll do the whole thing again. Just say the words. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I'm trying to stop. I don't know what's with me and hiccups. Water might help. I'm sitting here holding my breath, trying not to hiccup. But yeah, for flow of your story, if you get stuck, what I do, I'll either push through, put little clips on, or go back and read and say it out loud. If I'm writing by myself, I do this too. On the very last morning of their time spent together, they both had on coats because of the weather. They had saved the last leaf for their very last day. No leaves left on the ground. The wind had swept them away. And this is the story. This is a picture for that. So saying leaf a zillion times, that's cool. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretches for the leaf as the cold north wind blows. As the cold north wind blows. Lady flies up, her stick in her hand. Maggie holds a paintbrush. This was their plan. They'd touch it together on the count of 3. The leaf closed his eyes and fell off the tree. The moment their eyes met, nope, can't. Because I just talked about the leaf's eyes. And then it's confusing whose eyes. Sitting on the cold ground, they looked at each other. I just thought really good. I just thought of a really good rhyme. Out there, where is this? I gotta tie this up. Where is it? Okay. Sitting on the cold ground, sitting on the cold ground, they looked at each other. No. They knelt by the leaf. It only seemed proper. Such a beautiful moment of orange and copper. Two artists from worlds that were so far apart. A quiet, sad, no words were spoken. They were all held in their heart. I gotta read back from the top. On this very last morning of their time spent together, they both had on coats because of the weather. They had saved the last leaf for their very last day. No leaves on the ground, the wind had swept them away. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretches for the leaf as the cold north wind blows. Lady flies up, her stick in her hand. Maggie holds a paintbrush. This was their plan. They'd touch it together on the count of three. On the count of three. They'd touch it together on the count of three. The leaf closed his eyes and fell off the tree. They knelt by the leaf. It only seemed proper. Such a beautiful moment of orange and copper. Two artists from worlds that were so far apart. No words were spoken. All were held in their heart. All were. All were held in their heart. That has to end there. This is what I've taught to you, or this is what I taught the other night. I forget on what number, when I said, let's go happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. It's a good formula for a story to keep people engaged. And thanks everybody for being here. Got your get the rhyming brain going. Yeah, I'm liking this. What do you guys think about last leaf? On the very last morning of their time spent together, they both had on coats because of the weather. They had saved the last leaf for their very last day. No leaves on the ground, the wind had swept them away. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretches for the leaf as the cold north wind blows. Lady flies up, her stick in her hand. Maggie holds her paintbrush, not her, make it more personal. Maggie holds her paintbrush. This was their plan. They'd touch it together on the count of, I want to say on the count of just three. The leaf closed his eyes and fell off the tree. They knelt by the leaf. It only seemed proper. Such a beautiful moment. Nope. Red, gold, and copper. Two artists from worlds that were so far apart, no words were spoken, all were held in their heart. Yep. I'm happy with that. Illustration 20. Whee! And this illustration is this picture, I think. And this picture and this picture. I kind of want to do a picture of them walking, like separating, walking away, but I don't want to do that because that would be a super, super sad little image. I'm not going to do that. So this one is, Ladies at Sunset. Ladies at Sunset. Okay. As the sun was setting on their mountain home, the ladies of the leaves celebrated. Wait, as the sun was setting on her. No. Nope. Celebrations had started when Lady arrived. Dozens of ladies were there by her side. It was the one time each year when they all got together. They'd celebrate. Nope. They'd rejoice. It was one time of year when they all got together. They'd laugh and they'd dance in spite of the weather. See, this was the last day they'd all be awake. Tonight they'd snuggle in for their 3-season sleep. The music and songs, autumn's finally ending to smile, but she was only pretending. Celebrations had started when Lady arrived. Dozens of ladies were there by her side. It was the one time each year when they all got together. They'd laugh and they'd dance. They'd dance in spite of the weather. See, this was the last day. They'd all be awake. Tonight they'd snuggle in. Oh, awake. Sleep. They'd all be awake. I was thinking of a different word. Tonight they'd all be awake. Tonight they'd snuggle in. They'd all be awake. Take no. This was the last day they'd all be awake. Tonight they would party. No, tonight they would sing. Tonight they'd eat cake. The music and song, autumn's finally ending. Lady tried hard to smile, but she was only pretending. Her friend had gone home. After saying goodbye. Watching the party, lady started to cry. Wait, no, this is still where they're dancing. This is still where they're dancing. Thank you for following. Reminds you of Misery. Oh no. 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 Please no. I'm getting into my next bit. I gotta put that part down there. Celebrations had started when Lady arrived. Dozens of ladies were there by her side. It was the one time each year when they all got together. They'd laugh and they'd dance in spite of the weather. See, this was the last day. They'd all be awake. Tonight they would sing. Tonight they'd eat cake. The music and song, autumn's finally ending. Lady tried hard to smile, but she was only pretending. Maybe I just let that for this page. And then go on to this page. Maybe instead of having her smile, well, maybe that's her pretend smile. And I need to put a cake here. I need to put a cake there. It's gonna have to be an orange cake. What's up, honey?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm gonna paint just now. I put it. Well, honey, if it says in your box you did, you did. Oh no. I took mine.
Yeah.
No, did I? I don't think. Oh yeah.
I'm sure I took.
Okay. This is their cake. Babe.
I took the night technique.
Okay. This is their cake. The grandkids are carrying on. I love it. I'm gonna make this some little yellow and orange. Little cake. Yeah, I hear them. They're fine, honey. They're fine. They're playing away. Okay, let's put a little platter down here. want the orange to touch blue, especially over my iPad. I don't normally paint over my iPad. But whenever I'm writing and I put words in, they either have to match my painting or I put stuff there. I'm gonna put something in her hand because her hand looks weird. Make it like a little glass in her hand. Yes. She's having a cup of something. That's what she's having. She's having a little cup of something. Put a little, hide that weird little hand. There's not a whole lot of stuff on the plate on here. I'll put a little something over here too. On an autumn decorated cake. When it dries, yes. When it dries, I can put stuff there. Oh. I'll just have something nondescript down here. I gotta put her fingers out. I gotta do a little bit to this painting still. You gotta put a little bit on there. And that's running. And put a little orange up there and put that there to dry. Okay. That is illustration 21. This will be. Ladies under fairy lights. No, I gotta take that whole bit out. Put that one with She Was Only Pretending. She tried hard to smile. And this can't be a sad story. I can't write sad stories. I write a lot of sad songs. Oh my gosh. If you've ever read my song catalog, I gotta put them on here. I write tearjerker songs that make you so sad. Celebrations had started when Lady arrived. Dozens of ladies were there by her side. It was the one time each year when they all got together. They'd laugh and they'd dance in spite of the weather. See, this was the last day they'd all be awake. Tonight they would sing, tonight they'd eat cake. With music and song, autumn is finally ending. Lady tried hard to smile, but she was only pretending. Ladies under the fairy lights. Thank you, Yo Flippin'. Oh my goodness, thank you for that. Lightning bolts and ice cream. Okay, under the fairy lights. Thank you, Italian babe. In this cold, weather. Can I use weather and together up here? Yeah, I did use them. Sometimes rhyme words together just to see. You're literally about to work on writing when your live popped up. Fib, I love that. right. I'm gonna read this whole thing. I'm almost, as soon as I finish this one, I'm gonna read through and show you every illustration that I've done so far, all 21 of them. Under the fairy lights. Under the fairy lights. I have it in my head. I just gotta get it on paper and rhyme. Just only pretending. The warmth from the fairy lights. Fell down on her face. She looked all around. She felt out of place. She dreamed of, she thought of her new friend. What would she be doing? I didn't paint my last picture yet. Beverly. In this crisp autumn eve, the ladies all shouted, "Be happy, believe." Cute. I like that, Beverly. But I want us to go on a little emotional roller coaster. Not too big, but I want to feel like a big warm hug. She is going to be there. She's going to be happy. Don't you worry. But I want it to feel like, oh no, yes, that's fantastically lovely. Because I know what the very last illustration is going to be, and it's 100% happy ending, lovely, tied together. Even though they're going to be on opposite sides of the world, probably never see each other again, but who knows? Because Lady of the Leaves is forever. And in that tree, as long as that tree's there, she's there. That's a good idea as long as the tree's there, she's there. I kind of like that. I should write that down. As long as the tree's there, she's there. No, it doesn't fit with the cadence of what I'm up to.
Oh, you're writing, aren't you?
I am writing. What's up, honey?
No, we do.
I'm writing paint. I could use this Moochie.
I think what I've done was I took Tuesdays instead of Mondays this morning.
Okay. I love you. Okay. The warmth from the fairy lights fell down on her face. She looked all around. She felt out of place. As long as she could remember, these were always her friends. The time spent together. No. As long as she could remember, these were always her friends. Oh. I gotta put a line in between there. Seasons keep spinning and the fun never ends. As long as she could remember, these were always her friends. Seasons keep spinning and the fun never ends. She thought of her new friend. What would she be doing? She'd want her to be happy. She'd want her to be going. Follow your dreams. She thought with great might. Then she drank. No, then she drank pumpkin juice and danced in the night. Friends, true friends, want the best for each other. No sadness should enter when you care for another. I'm going to read this back. The warmth from the fairy lights fell down on her face. She looked all around. She felt out of place. As long as she could remember, these were always her friends. Seasons keep spinning and the fun never ends. She thought of her new friend. What would she be doing? She'd want her to be happy. She'd want her to be going, to follow her dreams. To follow her dreams, she thought with great might. Then she drank pumpkin juice and danced in the night. Friends, true friends, want the best for each other. No sadness should enter when you care for another. Okay, now I have to write something else. I need one more picture, but 21, 22, 23. I really want to do 3 more pictures. I want to do 3 more pictures. I'm going to do 3 more paintings now. And I'm going to write down what they're going to be because I want to know this. So this is what I want to do. I want to write, where's a bit of scrap paper? That's a bit of scrap paper. That was my Aldi receipt. I'm like, what the heck is this? It's when we did the contest for people guessing to be closest on what we had spent at Aldi. Okay, so this is what I want to do. And sometimes, like, I'll write notes. Like, here was a note that I wrote about the next paintings that I want to do. So when I continue my painting, or when I continue with my story, I know what I want the next thing to be. I want to do, the next painting is going to be lady in bed with book she's writing, because, you know, she's writing about Maggie. And Maggie wrapping a tiny package. No, this has to be in reverse. Okay, so Maggie wrapping a tiny, like, with books she's reading. Yes. Maggie writing a tiny package, or wrapping a tiny package. And the last picture, I'm just writing the last picture because I know what that is. So we're going to end up with this is 21, 22, 23, 24 illustrations. And I said that's what I wanted to do, 24 illustrations. So before I start to paint those last two pictures that I'm going to paint on live, keep these notes. Oh my gosh, if I kept all my little side notes. I'm gonna show you the book. I'm gonna read you the book now. And thanks everybody. We are at 10,000 likes. You are so awesome. I'm gonna set this out of the way so I can read and show you the pictures. And I have so many things to do. Oh my gosh. Morton and I are leaving on Sunday, and I have so many things to do. Okay. Here we go. Lady of the Leaves. And thank you, Linda, for the rose. We get to this is a wordy little book. So this is how our book's gonna look. Tomorrow I'm gonna teach you what our next step is. Tomorrow we're gonna start the publishing process of this. So this will be the cover. When you open the cover up, on the inside will be like the ISBN of the book. That all gets assigned to us when we register this. It's 24 illustrations and the cover. It's going to come in at under 30 pages, this book, Katrina, because there will be a book at the, or here this will have copyright info and stuff on the back of here, first printing kind of thing. And then here there will be a blank page now. Here there'll be a blank page right here that will have, I'm going to have Lady of the Leaves. This story danced into my head. Don't look at this. We're looking at a blank page right now that will have these words on it. This story danced into my head on the morning of September 27th. This hasn't even been a week, and we're done. We're basically done writing this now. Sorry, that's not what I was going to say. It's going to have a thing about how the story happened and a dedication. And the dedication is to everyone who's watched our live streams. And I want this to encourage you to follow your dreams. That's what's going to be on that page. Then open the page, and that page will be blank. And then we'll see this page. And on this page, in this scroll, we're going to have the words. I'll put the words. I was toying with the idea of handwriting the words, but I'm not going to do that. If I do it, I'm going to do it on an overlay. But I probably just use the same text. It's for the whole book. So right here, it's going to say, Jack Frost is a fellow we all can remember. He comes out when it's cold, perhaps in November. His paintbrush is chilly with an icy cold blue. Everything that he touches turns a silvery hue. But before Jack appears, there's someone else that we see. Look closely, if you will, at the fall-colored tree. There's a wee tiny door just at the bottom. Inside lives a lady. She comes out to start autumn. Every tree in this world, no matter how large or small, has a creature inside that comes out in the fall. Lady of the Leaves, a magical sprite. When summer starts sleeping, she wakes up that night. So let's turn the pages, read the tale that I tell. Lady of the Leaves, her story in a nutshell. Start at the bottom, the base of the tree. Look close, if you will, to see what you see. To animals and children, it will all be quite clear. Grown-ups rarely see magic with each passing year. It might help to look for a weird twisty knot where the grass meets the tree like something we forgot. A miniature door with a handle so small, it appears once a year and only in fall. The boards are all painted in a soft autumn tone, a cap for an awning to welcome us home. So let's walk up the steps and knock on the door. It's a rather odd feeling, like we've been here before. Looking inside, we see it all clear, a long tiny room, though no one is here. A branch filled with leaves against the white wall, and an acorn cap for someone quite small. The fireplace is dark, though the room is quite bright, a soft pumpkin bench to read on at night. But where is the lady that lives in this tree? We look all around, but we still cannot see. Off to the side, there's a mini archway, down a set of steps that lead us away from a room filled with magical things we can see. Let's explore more together, just you and me. Her bedroom is still, just a soft purring snore. Once again, there's a feeling like we've been here before. A star-covered pillow that cradles her head, cozy soft blankets on her fairy-sized bed. She dreams for 3 seasons, though it feels like one night, waking up when it's chilly and the time is just right. The clock has struck fall, the brass bells are chiming. She yawns and wakes up now. It's called perfect timing. Standing in front of her colorful leaves, she whistles and sings and rolls up her sleeves. Come sit on my cap, come dance on my clothes, hide me from my head to my toes. The leaves start to tremble, waking up with pure love. They've done this before, they fall from above. Each leaf has a name, she loves every one. As they swirl just above her, we can all feel the fun. Another autumn's arriving, just waiting for her. To start all the painting, she gives her stick a big stir. The stick holds the colors we all know and adore. She's had it forever, it sits by her door. The first leaf arrives, taking his place. They're all quite excited, it's just like a race. She calls them by name as they land on her clothes. They answer, "M'lady." Her outfit just grows. This time is so special, we can see it all clear. They're giggling and laughing, they love to be near. Closeness counts for love, they protect her, you see. from the eyes of the grown-ups while she paints on her tree. Look close at the leaves. You can see their small faces, the colors of autumn. They're all in their places. She puts on her boots, grabs her stick with her hand, pushes open her door, flies up off the land. The leaves make her float. She's not quite sure how. They've been doing it forever. There's no stopping now. Once again she feels wonder. Once again she feels joy. Her tree's patiently waiting. He's such a good boy. Her days will be filled from first light to last with painting each leaf. It's such a big task. Each leaf on the tree takes 10 tiny touches, each with her stick, which tightly she clutches. The grass is still green, the leaves all are too. She hides deep inside them. There's much work to do. She has to remember she's done it before. Which leaves she has touched, it seems such a chore. What keeps her going each and every fall? The tree is her baby, no matter how tall. She meets all the new leaves, she gives them all names, then sings out while painting. She never complains. To her it's no job, to her it's pure joy. Her world in a nutshell, her tree is her toy. Lady of the Leaves, with the stick in her hand, touches the first leaf. It really feels grand. I dub thee Alex, and this is tap 1. 9 more to go, and then we'll be done. As the leaf hears her song, he starts to wiggle. Painting the leaves gives them such a good giggle. The leaves are quite ticklish as they change all their color. Lady of the Leaves feels just like their mother. She loves them and cares for each and every one. No matter how long it takes, she'll work till she's done. She knows, but they don't, how soon it will be. Weeks, maybe months, till they forever leave their tree. For when her stick touches for the last final time, the leaf floats to the ground. It's surreal and sublime. Her first day has been busy, quite sunny and hot. She's suddenly sleepy. She sees just the spot. An unused bird nest from a wee chickadee, perfect for napping at the top of her tree. Shedding her leaves, she nestles right down. I'll just close my eyes as her leaves gather round. They perch right beside her, more comfy for all. Soon they're all sleeping on this first day of fall. But the wind from the north brings big clouds that are dark. While our friends are in slumber, the rain hits the bark. The first drop to make contact arrives with great force. Waking a leaf up, he's in shock, but of course. With quite the mad scramble, as they gather around, Lady of the Leaves just falls to the ground. With no leaves on her outfit, gravity wins. There's a great confusion, heavy rain begins. The winds blow away just as quick as they came. She looks for her leaves, she calls them by name. Just her cap on her head leaves nowhere to be found. She's in front of her own door, feet on the ground. She swings her door open. She'll just wait inside. Her leaves will surely follow. They all have to hide. Without her leaf clothing, grown-ups can see Lady of the Leaves as clear as can be. She's ever so close now. She's almost home free. Then she feels the earth moving beside her own tree. Someone is behind her. She turns round to see. The The sight is so scary. Who can it be? In a flash of an eye, she's trapped in a jar. She's so close to her home, but now it's so far. The hand that has put the heavy jar in place is the hand of a giant. She sees a huge face. Pushing her twig hands against the green glass, she feels out of breath. She hopes it will pass. Seconds drag on. Time has stood still. She looks up in terror. She freezes quite still. Perhaps if I'm quiet, she thinks in her mind, the giant will leave me. Perhaps she is kind. The jar was removed quickly as it was placed. A gloved hand scoops her up. She stares at the face. Fear vanishes at once. She saw in the smile beautiful love from this rather tall child. The young lady, you see, not a giant at all, but a fellow artist just out to paint fall. The two talked for an hour, fast friends they became. Then they said at the same time, "What is your name?" "Lady of the Leaves, but you can call me Autumn. I'm Maggie McGee, I live at the bottom." The first time in forever, Autumn had a human friend. The two hatched a plan to visit again. The very next morning was chilly indeed. Maggie set up a ladder against the green tree. And day after day and week after week, the two ladies painted. Let's have a peek. The progress they made quite prolific indeed. They laughed with the leaves, painted at a great speed. Maggie told Autumn about the first time they met. She was seeking a woolly bear, which she hasn't found yet. Wanting to see how long winter would last, woolly bear caterpillars give a forecast. If the black stripe is long, winter will be too. If it's short, spring will be here in a month, maybe two. Each evening returning to her home in the tree, Lady wrote on the pages about Maggie McGee. She'd seen grown-ups before, but had hidden away. Too busy with painting, she had no time to play. But her days spent with Maggie had taught her to see there was a big world outside of her tree. She learned of strange things she'd never seen from her mountain, like of lakes and of oceans and a park with a fountain. She knew fall was passing, the seasons change fast. The friendship they have, it just wouldn't last. Soon she would sleep 3 seasons away. Maggie was moving, she just couldn't stay. As tears filled her eyes, she tried hard to smile. She'd still have her friend, but just for a while. Lady of the Leaves tree was at the top of the town. The rest of the village lived all the way down. When Maggie walked home on that chilly fall night, she went to her room, she started to write. The days had passed quickly, of that she was sure. Maggie wanted to capture their friendship so pure. She always was quiet in school and with friends, but when painting the leaves, the talk never did end. The topics they covered were varied and wide, glimpses of other worlds where fairies reside. Maggie felt so creative, connected at last. And then she got a sad feeling. This autumn went fast. In spring, you see, Maggie's family was moving. The other side of the world, cherry blossoms were blooming. On the very last morning of their time spent together, they both had on coats because of the weather. They had saved the last leaf for their very last day. No leaves left on the ground, the wind had swept them away. Reaching up tall on her tiptoes, Maggie stretches for the leaf as the cold north wind blows. Lady flies up, her stick in her hand. Maggie holds her paintbrush. This was their plan. They'd touch it together on the count of just 3. The leaf closed his eyes and fell off the tree. They knelt by the leaf. It only seemed proper. Such a beautiful moment, red, gold, and copper. 2 artists from worlds that were so far apart. No words were spoken. All were held in their heart. Celebrations had started when Lady arrived. Dozens of ladies were there by her side. It was the one time each year when they all got together. They'd laugh and they'd dance in spite of the weather. See, this was the last day. They'd all be awake. Tonight they would sing. Tonight they'd eat cake. With music and song, autumn's finally ending. Lady tried hard to smile, but she was only pretending. The warmth from the fairy lights fell down on her face. She looked all around. She felt out of place. As long as she could remember, these were always her friends. Seasons keep spinning, and the fun never ends. She thought of her new friend. What would she be doing? She'd want her to be happy. She'd want her to be going. To follow her dreams, she thought with great might. Then she drank pumpkin juice and danced in the night. Friends, true friends, want the best for each other. No sadness should enter when you care for another. And then I have 3 more pages to paint. And then we're done. Then we're done. Now I want to read these comments. I want to read these comments. Let's see. Let me get this thing around. My face is really red. I was working outside today. Let's see how I'm going to do this. Here we go. Hello. How are you? What do you think of this? What do you think of our wee story? Let's scroll back, scroll back, scroll back. Thanks, everybody, for the gifts. Thanks, Christina. Thanks, Erica. Thank you. Erica says you need to release the audiobook with your voice along with publishing it. I'm going to do the audio. I'm going to do the audio when I'm down here on Thursday. The audio's happening. My daughter has an incredible professional thing in her like microphone and the sound right and everything set up in her office that I'm going to use on Thursday. Hello, Bobby. It might be Saturday, actually. Just remember that we have a friend arriving from Missouri on Thursday. Hey, Bobby. And Karine, thank you for the gifts. Christina says, this is my favorite story ever. I need a copy for sure. Thank you, Christina. Rhodey says, I really enjoyed your book. You're so talented. Thank you. Oops. Bobby gave me clapping. Thanks, Bobby. Erica loves it. Rosa loves it. Regina says that was excellent. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of comments. Thank you. Sorry, I want to read them all. I don't want to miss anybody. Rosa loves it. Regina says it was excellent. Silver Lily says it's beautiful. Fish and Freak says, hey, happy to see what's going on. I'm so happy. I lost my voice. This wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have lost my voice last week, Wednesday. Corrine says, what a wonderful story. Thank you for that. Ooh. That little heart looks how I feel. Steph says, you're passionate about this. Yes. Steph, be passionate about what you do. Everybody, seriously, if you're, nothing else matters. If you're passionate and you love it and it's making you happy, nothing else matters. Julie, thank you for that. Oh my gosh, Julie, thank you. Paulette, so wonderful. I love it. Thank you, Paulette. And Christina sent hearts. Bobby says lovely. Katrina, so great. Thank you. Fish and Freak loves it. Rowdy, amazing. Thanks, Susan, for the hearts. Nini, I just saw the last 2 or 3 pages, but I think it was marvelous. Thank you. And anybody who's just seeing this, I have every single moment of this book, besides when I was in bed thinking about it, is on, I've done on TikTok Lives, and they're all up now on YouTube, except this one. This one I'll upload later. I want everybody to see it and get inspired to tell your own story. And I already got tagged. I was already tagged in someone who is now writing a book because of this. I want to show you how to write, illustrate, and publish your book. Kendall, it's so good. It needs to be a children's book. You'd buy it ASAP. Thank you. It's going to be 100% a book, and it will be available this week. It'll be available this week. Courtney, love it. You are so creative and a wonderful painter. Thanks, Courtney. Dragonfly, it brought a tear to my eye. Fall and spring are my favorite. Paulette, thank you for the hand heart. Dragonfly, I love fall and spring too. Rosa, you're amazing. So are you, Rosa. Kendall, it's so good. It needs to be a children's book. I'd buy as soon as possible. Yes, my phone is being a weirdo. Erica's clapping and high-fiving. Thank you. Susan, it's so cool. I can't wait to read it to my little grandchildren. See, this is what makes me secretly happy in it. Once we have this published, and once I have the book in front of me, this will be up in the church now. I want to sit down and go over it on another one of these lives that I'll put up on the YouTube, and I'll name it part whatever. This is part 21 right now, I think. But I want to tell you why each part really means something so special to me. And I just feel like I can feel people reading it to someone or reading it themselves. And I want you to feel these feels. I want you to know these feels. Carolyn, lovely, congratulations. Thank you. Erica, this is very exciting. I want there to be a big boom, and this has nothing to do with me making money. Nothing to do with that. It's secondary if this book sells. What my real goal is to inspire people to write a book themselves, publish it for free, learn all about this for free. You don't need to buy a course. I will teach you. I've done this book writing thing before, and other writing as well. I really wanna inspire the world to get their own stories out. Christina, I wish I could send more gifts. I just ran out. Oh, Christina, everybody just look, there's 14,000, almost 15,000 likes here. You watching and you being here and you being on this live and watching the YouTubes then from this, that's everything to me. Thank you. Rosa, whenever you're ready and you're serious about it. Look here, my thingy just is being jumpity. I don't want to miss anybody. Fish and Freak, love how the book is evolving. The book has so evolved. I'm going to tell you a little secret right now. I'm going to show you a little secret. did anybody notice? Did anybody notice? I've been showing you these pictures a lot. Did anybody notice when Our Lady first woke up? She was like a little girl. And the last painting that you saw, she had grown up. She had grown up over the little autumn. And she'll wake up again next fall with that little girl-like look at her life. I don't know if you noticed that in the paintings, but I did that on purpose. She looks, it's like it's like she did that younger filter. Ski, love, love, love. The story makes me a little sad. Changing of the seasons. The church is all decorated in seasons. Seasons move me. As much as I love Florida, I couldn't live down here because there's 2 seasons, hot and then hot and raining, and then a little bit colder at Christmas. I love to see the seasons. Christina, I'm almost ready to cut that plant finally. Get me a first piece. Thanks, Christina. Rosa, all the emotes. Julie sent a heart. Julie sent a falling for you. Thank you. Jesse, it was wonderful. I can't wait to see more of the books you write. I have a book that I have written at home. I wrote this book a couple years ago. I really need to do the illustrations for it. It's called How the Dragon Saved the Bell Tower, and it is lovely. It gives you all the feels. It has a lot of funny stuff in there too. Nini, it's a pleasure to see how a book starts and how it's gonna. Yep, yeah. The allowing everybody to see it live. That's my goal. To have everybody, getting some inspiration to do this. Rosie, you make me happy on how happy you're feeling. I'm feeling so happy. Today has been so amazing. Susan said, I love you. Christina, heading to YouTube after this live. Do it. Everybody get over there, that YouTube. And you can watch them in your time. Maybe right now it's not the right time in your life for you to sit down and say, I'm going to write a book. I've been sitting, if I was at the church, this wouldn't have happened either. Down here, I've had a lot of time on my hands, so I've been productive. So yeah, I'm gonna use YouTube videos to teach your kids how to write their own books. Yes, homeschool, go, go, go. Yes, I love it. Oh, dang it, this just skipped. Steph, you have sweet soul. Priscilla, thank you, so do you. And Silver Lily says, thank you so much. You are so welcome. And Jackie, yes, we're supposed to share our hearts. I'm a creature of love. I am a creature of love. My son and my daughter, I call them both creatures of love, and they call me a creature of love. And sometimes we will just all look at each other, and they're grown-ups, they're 40s. They're in their 40s, and we'll just look at each other and go, love, love, love. It's true. That's the best thing in this whole life. Crystal, your voice is so calm. YouTube replays are best. Yay. Christina, I have used so many of your videos, lives for your art class already. Wowza. Thanks, Christina. Rosa, love how you make us all feel important. Rosa, oh my goodness. Everybody's important. There's not one person on this earth more important than the other. No one. And I love everybody. I just love everybody. I can't out myself. I didn't meet the Queen of England, but I waved at her and her mother, which was very exciting, and all the royal family. And nobody's more important than anybody else. We're all important. We really are. Meg sent pumpkin smileys. They're cute. Katrina, watching your YouTube and lives, doing your own painting. Your day went so fast. You're in bed. Katrina, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Regina followed. Thanks for following. Silver Lily, night night if you're still here. Mercy, hello. Nini, I just sent you 841 likes. Thank you. Yep, South Texas PA gal and a PA guy. Yep. And Tyler, thanks for being you. Thanks for being you too, Tyler. This is the only person I can be. Yep, Amidol, creatures of love. Why can't we all be creatures of love? every this whole love makes the world go round. That's Mama. We had an amazing vacation. Looks like you and Morton had so much on vacation. I feel like that. I feel like I have been away for decades. I feel like it has been decades. In just a minute, how can we see how many likes we sent? I think when you click, like when I'm tapping on a page, when I'm watching a live, and I stop, it says 121 likes sent or something like that. And Ambi yep, love is everything. Oh, you're doing Inktober. I used to do Inktober. I'm an artist educator for a company called Marabou, and like this is pre-pandemic. I used to do Inktober like without fail. I've seen some of my friends. I've been seeing their art. I do love Inktober. It's so cool. When you're tapping, you see all the taps. They're there, and then it gives you a final shot number. Yeah. TikTok, Miss Vicky, TikTok has some weird updates to it, but I'm gonna jump off because it's nearly 10 o'clock, and I want to get this uploaded. I'm gonna get up early. This is my plan. I have 3 paintings still to do. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I have a live scheduled for 5 tomorrow night. And we're gonna start publishing this thing come 5 tomorrow night. I'm not gonna do anything without you. I'm going to go through every step of this with you. I'm not gonna sit on here and do, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be 100% transparency for you. And I'm gonna save the only thing I won't show you, and I'll still video it, but I won't do it on live because I don't want to do a spoiler for anybody. I'm going to video my last page and writing my last page just on video, and then I'll put it up on YouTube, and I will put spoiler alert on it. So if you don't want spoiled, don't read it. If you don't want the ending spoiled, it's a happy ending. Don't worry. So yeah. That's going to happen. Tomorrow's going to be a big old day. We're going to have lots of fun, and it's going to start early for me. So thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for all the gifts, and thanks for your lovely support that you give me, your words of encouragement. I love it. They mean a lot. And I hope everybody has sweet dreams. I hope tonight, I hope you dream a story that you want to write. I hope you dream a story. I had a weird story last night that I dreamt. Kind of like this amusement park that was like an IKEA. When you know how you walk in an IKEA and you can't find the exit? That's what it was like with the amusement park in my dream. I'm like, that was weird. That wouldn't make a good story. Maybe tonight you'll dream a story that you want to write. And yeah, sweet dreams, and I will see you tomorrow. Nighty night.